Got a good show for y'all.
Got a damn good show.
Today, we're going to look at the most random collection of properties that I could find that I have not watched, but I just so happened to bookmark. So we had a futuristic place full of shapes that we're going to watch. We got a wine cellar, and then we have an ultra luxury apartment in New York that is crazily priced. That, I mean, look, as much as I love New York is a fantastic, I was gonna say great. It is a fantastic place to visit. I mean, I'm telling you, just going there, knowing that you never need a motor vehicle. Now, we'll say, if you hit that subway, just make sure you're aware of your surroundings. And more importantly, after hours is where you should, be more concerned and be willing to take a taxi or an Uber. But for the most part, during the daytime, taking the subway, get you wherever you want to go. So New York, fantastic place to visit. As far as living, trying to live in the city, yeah, you're gonna have to make a whole lot of more money than me right now if you want to live in the city. But that's okay. That's okay, because at the end of the day, there's one thing that's for certain. You don't gotta live somewhere to appreciate it. So we're appreciating all this stuff today. We're gonna appreciate so much architecture. I got some wine here. This is like some cheaper wine. Yes, I know it's in a plastic champagne flute. Don't worry, okay? Before you guys want to clown me, I do have a wine glass. I always drink out of a wine glass. You guys know this already. Obviously, this wine glass is dirty, so I just used the plastic champagne flute. I didn't feel like doing anything. Okay, it's Friday. I'm trying to be lazy here, and I'm just trying to enjoy the show. So anyway, let's jump into these videos. So this first place that we're looking at is some shit straight out of Apollo 13. I mean, it looked like NASA built this. This is probably what the future looks like on Mars. Or at least that's what may transpire millions and billions of years from now when this planet becomes extinct or inhabitable. Anyway, so we're going to look at this crazy structure here that kind of borderline looks like a futuristic farm. I don't know, but it says it has these unique spaces, so we're going to just check it out. I mean, I've seen this video for months and I've never watched it. I just bookmarked it, okay? So if it isn't great, I am sorry. Let's watch the video. Look at this place. Looks like a broken down battery.
All my work responds at some level to its surrounding. Whether the surrounding is nature in the sense of trees, gardens, the ocean, or the desert. It doesn't make—
Pause. He says that it's supposed to be capturing or inspired by the surroundings. I don't understand what this is then. This is like a broken up greenhouse. Was that the idea of the architecture here? Not saying that I dislike it. It looks great, okay? It looks great. I like futuristic. I just don't see how it ties in with the nature.
Doesn't make any difference what it is. I'm responding to it. So all this enters into an equation. And
how is this responding to the nature? Because it just looks like separated greenhouses.
And how it comes out is what we call creativity.
It definitely
You must
creative.
have a knowledge of, in architecture, you must have a knowledge of structures. You must have a knowledge of the—
Yo, this is like, you guys know what I'm trying to talk about here, okay? That the name of it is on the tip of my tongue. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time trying to look up for the name, but this is the same shit that you get on when you get on an airplane at the gate, okay? It's not a terminal, but I mean, shit, it does look like a terminal. You look at this right here. This looks like the terminal. All right, we're now seating rows. We're now seating group 5 and group 6. And then everybody has their carry-ons in the middle of this. This is exactly what that looks like. Wait, this is an airplane. This is an airplane. I'm sorry. Yo, this is an airplane with no wings. Yo, this is a fucking airplane. Watch this guy say that this was like inspired by the nature of an abandoned airplane that was left here. Cause this looks like a damn airplane. I'm sorry.
You must have a knowledge of the human being. You must be able to get emotional. If you aren't emotional, don't be an architect.
Rocket ship. Could be a rocket ship too. Space shuttle. It looks great
I am
for
Ed
this thing.
Niles. My daughter and myself built the house with the owners. The home took about 3 years to design and 2 years to build. And that was completed right about 92. The clients came to me and I began to know them more as individualists. They had real concerns about certain things. They loved nature. And we looked around to find a site that he could feel free.
Place looks great though. I mean, I know I'm clowning it, but
The variety of modules.
I like it.
And I use the word module here because it really has a context that makes sense. These rooms today can be unhooked and rearranged along the spine. In terms of the idea behind this, these are the upper
Why would
sections
anyone
over here
do that?
in the room now. This is the gallery down the middle. And these are the separate spaces that have separate air conditioning, heating, water, everything. So this, when something happens here, this whole panel hinges down and you have access to that. The structure we're in right now is this one here. That would be the module that was originally his office. And this was the bathroom module that we moved. Every module in itself is like a package that's moved and then plugged in to what's going down the middle. The bridge or the connector to the other building, that was actually designed in 5 different ways. It was plugged in over here at one time. There is a level of technology that's apparent, and usually there's a tremendous amount of visual transparency. That if I got a great mountain over there and I'm standing here and over there, I can see through and there's that mountain. There's this idea that seeing through and or being transparent is another way to place it, to me is a very important piece of what it is. Philosophically, my approach is always to be reflective of where I am at that moment in time.
Where is this?
This is the Dmitry Vergun space. He was my structural engineer that worked with this from the very beginning. Its primary use is entertaining, hearing music,
The view is
being
amazing.
the somewhat center of the universe here. It doesn't share itself with anything else. In fact, the kitchen is left to a very minor piece of it. But the idea is you could flow in and out. The ceiling height is 36 feet.
Still looks
from where
like
I'm
something that
standing.
you find on
And the
a
translucent
space station.
roof system
Still looks like a space
is
station.
on the orientation of the moon and the orientation of the sun. So
Okay.
what happens is the sun travels across the arc, and this room is continuously lit during the day.
That's well thought out.
The space we're in is a suggestion of a kitchen, and the word suggestion only implies that we weren't working with a client with a great necessity or essence to be cooking all the time. So the idea was to put in a symbolic kitchen, essentially, with the normal sinks, normal refrigerators and such. But the original concept behind it was to simply have a space
Where you can
that
cook.
one could have food delivered to. That was the lifestyle they had. They traveled quite a bit. They had many parties here, but a lot of it was set up outside. This became mainly the
Secret
place for
kitchen.
making drinks. Where we are, what is left
Looks
over
like really
of
a
the
bar.
main space. This is the sitting area that normally would face into
But it's a
any
functional
entertainment whether it be TV or other devices.
Cool.
I think the main thing it's about is you stand here and speak, you can see there's no echo at all. That was set up purposely for that, without putting acoustic tiles everywhere to try to control it. The gray, greens, and things of that nature do not replicate nature, but do not draw attention to any more than there is. You don't need color to remind you of what's going on. There's just so many pieces and parts that are coming at you in its original form. We're in a bridge that connects the main living space to all of the secondary bedrooms of the suspended upper structure. At each side of you, as you recognize, you never lose your position in time or space. You're constantly aware of the forms that are around you, especially at nighttime. Going up and down this stairs is very exciting because you're getting the glow of all the light from the upper structure going through the fiberglass system, and you're getting the light going the other way, of course, coming out of the main structure. So you're always in context with where you are in space. So you're always seeing the ocean, or you're always seeing across the court below and beyond. I've used bridges many times, depending on the nature of the project. They're very exciting. The difficulty is them, like any other piece of architecture, you've got to be mathematically correct, because normally they're brought in by crane and they have to fit perfectly.
It's an architectural marvel. I love the inspiration of being different. I love it.
Call it it's not a hallway, really. The hallway would be enclosed. This has always been open, except for some doors that connected on his office. It's sort of the meeting place for everybody that's up here. So its main purpose is the connectivity, but without getting into a typical tailored hallway. Being up like this allowed you to really differentiate sleeping privacy from what happens on the ground plane. The ground plane being a place where there's a lot of activity, a lot of movement, people coming and going. This was a secluded area upstairs. Again, the sunlight is allowed to do the job, to light the space softly, to give it the sense that there is something outside. If at nighttime, the moon, all the other things I've said before, play into this space and give it life. This is the primary sleeping zone. It is extremely important to the house because once you've made the choice to leave the main living space below, this has to operate as a world in itself. I have to add, that's probably one of the most exciting spaces because you are immersed in the trees and the trees change. So during the wintertime, you get a lot more light in here. Well, the natural light here is obviously critical because it's part of seeing nature outside, but also you're in the air like being in an airplane. And so the ground plane disappears. And so there's a sense of flight, sense of freedom in the air because you don't see the ground. So it is
airplane inspired.
At night. So what you have is that sensation of being really isolated in time and space.
Well, isn't that a pleasant coincidence?
The balcony was critical because just being outside, being on a chair, being on a chaise lounge, or just being in the spa was a completely independent world again. But the view is sensational, especially at nighttime.
Amazing.
When you're seeing the crescent of Santa Monica and all the way around.
Wait, this is here?
It carries with it a lot of things that I try to replicate in many homes. This gives a chance for people to express themselves emotionally and not feel there's going to be somebody else challenging.
I can go see this in person. I can touch it. I can feel it. That's amazing.
The space is a bathing, dressing area as part of it. Dressing is across the hall, but this space was designed so that both of them could utilize an island sink, but also gave them a lot of surface area and access. And so it's a piece of furniture, really. It's not just a counter, it's a piece of furniture that we designed that floats in this space.
This is really, really good.
This is the south-facing court towards the ocean, towards the islands. This is the place where a variety of furniture types have been tested. And the sliding glass door sections are California bred. Most of these doors are normally so small, it's not worth the time to open them up. So these were big, and they were also done on rollers or stainless steel so that we didn't have a problem with corrosion.
And the value of this place has got to be in the $40 million range.
The pool was essential primarily because the owners wanted one. The other use was the fact that at nighttime, this pool would be lighted and is a great reflection piece on the
Easy.
site.
Easily.
The third item is the ability to use it as part of a heat sink for the water source heat pumps, so that instead of using energy and electricity to generate heat, we use these extrapolated from the water. And it's like something that ties itself back to the main structure in terms of what it is and how it works.
I love it.
Sculpture is a big part of the exterior landscape. The idea from the beginning was you can pick them up and change them after you change your mind. That dynamic was good because over the years, Milt would call me up and he'd say, I bought this new piece, you gotta come over and see it. And that really created the action on the space.
Yeah, I know. I licked the bottle because there was a drop of wine right there. I get it, okay? Don't judge me.
I would say the home itself is unforgiving. There are no options. You're in a room or you're not in a room. You are within nature or you're not in nature, depending on the time of day. You walk from room to room and you experience different views of nature, different impacts of nature. But you also are affected by the fact that you're moving through the world at a different time of the day constantly. But being separated from nature is not the intent. The point being is that you are separated with nature automatically, whether you want to or not. And that's where the architect comes in as a translator of emotions, issues, technology, all of that into an object.
Look how it's by this like super duper normal property. And this place, probably the interior of this probably trumps this place in terms of what people are looking for. Let me make it clear. Because the interior of this, of what we've seen, this looks great. For what it is, this looks great. I like this kind of like separated, place for people to hang out. Like, this is almost like, I'm wondering if the owner works at Pixar or something, or was a founder at Pixar. Like, cause this is on the level of someone who has really, broad imagination. This isn't a typical place. This wasn't, all right, build me the most beautiful, sexy place that will have all of this value. It was, build me an art piece. And even though I clowned, like I said, I clowned it. It does look like, part of airplane and space and all this other stuff. Even though it kind of just looks, broken in some ways, and it's different in the way that, even though personally I wouldn't want to live there, I definitely could see myself having it as a place that you can appreciate in like a portfolio. And that's what I believe these people have. Like he said, the kitchen is, not intended for them to actually be cooking. The kitchen is really intended for them to use as a bar. So these people don't live there. This is not like a residence for them. This is more like, we have this amazing art piece. It just so happens that it's a house. So I think it's great. But yeah, let him finish out saying his, parting words. Or what I don't know. I think there was just music left. It was just music left. I love it. I love it. So for the next video, we're going to drink more wine and look at a New York apartment with an indoor pool, upwards 20 million, which means that this place is in the city. This is, if you really want a New York living like experience, you want to be in the city. If you want to live in New York and just be like a real New Yorker, then you move wherever you can afford. But if you want the experience, you're going to move in the city. And when I say the city, I mean Manhattan. So we're going to check out a place in Manhattan. I'm going to assume, especially if it's in the $20 million range, it's got to be in Manhattan. So let's check it out. West 17th, yeah, this is in Manhattan.
Welcome to 357 West 17th Street, an extraordinary townhouse in the heart of the meatpacking district. 11,000 square feet, 5
That's
bedrooms,
Manhattan.
12 bathrooms, a sauna, a pool, a yoga room, entertainment spaces galore, a rooftop terrace make this an extraordinary
Why do I feel like I've
luxury
seen this place
townhome
before?
in the heart of New York City. On the market for $22.5 million.
This place was on $1 Million listing. Watch, I'm gonna find it.
Then right here is 357 West 17th Street. Look how small I look right now.
This home has such incredible amenities for the world traveler, someone who spends their time from LA to New York to London to Hong Kong and wants every single amenity under one roof. Not only do you have some incredible things from wellness to entertainment,
You have a parking
also
spot,
in
you have
the
a
heart
garage.
of the meatpacking district. Walk to Soho House, walk to the Dream Hotel, walk to any nightclub and any 5-star restaurant in the city downtown. Let's begin the tour. This incredible movie theater is bigger than most people's apartments in New York City. Imagine hanging out with your friends, playing ping pong, and enjoying your own private screening in your Dolby Surround Sound 4K HD theater. On this level, we have your yoga studio and meditation center, your pool, your sauna, your steam room, your 400-bottle wine cellar, and your general wellness area. One of the incredible features of this townhome is that you have your own private 400-bottle wine cellar. Store your vintages, do your tastings, and just show it off as a piece of art.
It's not art, it's wine.
With this incredible wave pool, you can swim your laps, get your full workout in before the sun rises, before all of your meetings for the day. Not only do you get to relax with your own private wave pool, but you also have your steam room and your sauna where you can change the lights depending on your mood. Relaxing, exciting, entertaining, whatever it is that you want, you can create the atmosphere here. You also have your own private yoga and meditation space where you can come and drown out the chaos of your busy, hectic day in New York City and enjoy your private personal space. Now we're gonna go to the kitchen and the main living space. Why take the stairs when you can take your own private elevator?
I like what she's doing. I just probably wouldn't have went that far on the, you could take your own private elevator, because even though when you have the larger buildings, you know, the luxury buildings, they have an elevator. Those elevators are actually private elevators that have the capability of opening into a penthouse where you need a key card to even get in the elevator. So I get what she did. An elevator is not that, what's the way I could put it to sound correctly? An elevator is not that big of a deal in New York. It is here. Like the place that I'm talking about me, the place that I have coming up that is available for lease at $30,000. It has an elevator. An elevator in a home is not super common in LA. So to have an elevator in a place where an elevator is not common is a huge feature. In a place like New York, it is expected. I think that's the way I was putting it. So again, I'm not, I love what she's doing. I just wouldn't have made a big deal out of it.
Welcome to the kitchen and the living area. Your chef's kitchen comes complete with 2 refrigerators, 2 freezers, 2 dishwashers, and 2 sinks.
I really wonder if this is
Gaggenau
the same place from
appliances,
Million
and
Dollar
everything
Listing.
you could possibly need
Really,
to entertain
rhinestones on
in
the
style.
on the
Your ultimate
panels
chef's
of the
kitchen
refrigerator?
comes complete with top-of-the-line and state-of-the-art appliances, including
Yes.
your Gaggenau refrigerator, and you have one here and one on the other side of the kitchen. You also have incredible details such as your double wine cellar right here, which fits plenty of wine for you to entertain and store. You also can entertain your guests and show them
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm
how
sorry.
your sink changes color from hot to cold.
That's fire.
And when you're entertaining all
Great
of your
feature.
guests, sometimes you're on your phone and all of a sudden your battery's about to die. Guess what? You have your own chargers in the middle of the island for you and everyone else. And your kitchen comes complete with your own top-of-the-line ovens and coffee maker. Some of the additional details of this kitchen include faux crocodile cabinetry and drawers. And your outdoor entertainment space comes equipped with seating for 10 plus a full outdoor kitchen.
Outdoor
You have
space
a
is huge
grand
in New
living
York.
room that comes with 13-foot high ceilings and Venetian plaster details on your fireplace. You also have a Da Vinci gas fireplace that changes to 8 different colors at the touch of a button, worth over $100,000. To complement your chef's kitchen, you have your own dining level, which includes views of the chef actually cooking while you're entertaining your guests. This extraordinary light fixture also doubles as an art piece and was exclusively crafted for this property and cost over $50,000 to make. Welcome to the 4th level of the property, where you have an entire floor dedicated to your master suite. Continuing with the design theme of this property, and directly behind me, we have an incredible mosaic that was created with over 600 man-hours and tile imported directly from Italy. The master bath includes double everything. Double vanities, double sinks, double storage
Double
space,
shower.
double lighting, and double the shower size, and an oversized tub. And on the
Not
other side
double
of your master
showers?
suite, you have your king-size bedroom, plus an additional entertaining space with a bar, a refrigerator, and ample closet space. The incredible master suite includes a generous amount of closet space, which spans almost the entire length of the townhome and includes custom design details such as Italian leather pulls. Let's continue up the floating iron staircase, which spans the entire length of the townhome. Welcome to your office space, where you can hold meetings inside or outdoors on your private terrace. And now we've come to the 2,000 square foot private outdoor space that spans the entire length of the townhome. Forget about going to a rooftop bar, you have your own right here in the heart of the meatpacking district. And for those cool winter nights, you can enjoy your own jacuzzi with views of all the new buildings and architecture in Hudson Yards.
She did a really good
11,000
job.
square foot townhouse includes 5 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, 7 levels, an elevator, a garage, a movie theater, a pool, a sauna, a steam room, a 400-bottle wine cellar, your own yoga and meditation room, an entire floor dedicated to your master suite, and 4 outdoor terraces, including a 2,000 square foot
I wanna see
rooftop
this.
terrace on the market for $22.5 million.
So yeah, I do really feel like I've seen that place before, but it's been a while because the $1 Million Listing of New York, you know, I don't think it's been on for at least about two to 3 years, somewhere around there. And that particular episode where that place was on there, it's been a while. The only reason I remember it is because it's one of the few places that, you know, it had a garage. Like it had a private garage and it was the entire townhouse. So I don't know how, you know, but so yeah, I think the agent did an amazing job, you know, just trying not to overshadow, I guess, the you know, highlights of the property. She really didn't get in the way, and you can appreciate everything that was in the home versus, over highlighting features that make absolutely no sense in terms of what someone would really be looking at if they were trying to buy a place in New York. So I think she did a really good job at that. And as far as the place itself, I mean, for New York, that place is amazing. So 22 million in the meatpacking district. I'm not too familiar with all of the areas of Manhattan. Like me personally, I love Chelsea. Chelsea is when I go visit New York, Chelsea is where I would like to always spend most of my time. Great food, great people, lots of stuff to do. Chelsea is where it's at, okay? Chelsea is where it's at. I didn't spend too much time in the meatpacking district to know if the meatpacking district is a good place to be. So I might keep it in mind the next time I go to New York. But yeah, let's move to the next video. Where it's my favorite type of place, a wine cellar. So being that this is a wine night, I have to end it with a wine video, and I'm gonna drink some more wine. And I advise, if you haven't been drinking wine and not been influenced by me drinking wine, kudos to you, my friend. But I'm gonna need you to drink some wine. To watch this video. All right, here we go. Here we go.
You don't have to be a professional to enjoy wine. The only thing you need to have is, I like it or I like it not.
Hell yeah. I like it. And I like it. No or.
Underneath the luxurious Coburg Palace in Vienna are 6 wine cellars filled with some of the rarest bottles of wine you've ever seen.
It's the second largest wine collection in Europe? Whoa. I'm drunk.
Totally, there are 6 different wine caves. There are
okay, I'm not drunk, I'm
altogether
tipsy.
A little more than 50,000 bottles altogether. And I think the perfect collection is not.
I'm slurring my words.
Of course, we got the title actually, but it's very good for advertising. The list is changing all the time. I think we are also in the top 10 worldwide. To compare these top 10 is not possible. All are equal, fantastic for themselves.
I want to be there. I want to be there. I want that. I want
What
that.
makes a wine expensive? Why do people spend $10,000 on a bottle, $100,000 on a bottle?
The one point is the quality, but there are more points. How old is the wine? How many are existed? How special is really this vintage, and the reputation also of the wine. So it's not not often just the quality. It's always a mixture of all.
Custom tours and tastings led by professional sommeliers take visitors through the 6 cellars, each with its own theme: France, New World, Old World, Yquem, Champagne, and rare wines. Wine tastings are quite affordable, and you don't have to be passionate about wine to enjoy one of these. There are also deluxe packages for wine connoisseurs, where you get to enjoy some of the upper-end bottles. The entire place is the equivalent of a bank vault for wines, but to be honest, you feel more like you're in an art gallery than anything else.
And of course, each cave is controlled concerning temperature and humidity, and as well, what is very important is from where you buy in.
Okay.
You buy directly, from the vineyard, perfect, directly from really good traders, also okay, but always be careful. most expensive bottle we sold was actually, it's now about 2 years ago, a bottle for 170,000 euros, bottle of 6 liters, awesome wine.
The oldest wine in the collection is from 1727. That's older than Mozart himself.
That's insane.
Here is Chateau Yquem. Yquem is a very famous sweet wine vineyard. We have all vintages produced since 1893 here in this cave. On the left ladder, the highest is 1893, one below 1895, 1896.
Look at all that Dom Perignon, that's crazy. $50,000 bottles. It's insane.
The market value of the collection is about 18 million euros.
€18 million? 30+ million USD?
Just to give you guys a glimpse into the prices, they've received an offer of 20,000 euros for this bottle of Dom Perignon and refused to sell.
What's so special about it? W Mans. Before I even bother talking about what we just watched right there, I know that was probably the most quietest that I was the entire time because 1, I'm not an expert in wine, but 2, I am an expert at appreciating the wine. So, you know, before I jump into that, I just want to say this. And this is from me to you to me. Mano a mano, womano. Okay? I cannot express enough appreciation for everyone that has watched the video, has commented, has liked the video, has subscribed. I cannot stress enough how much I appreciate you because you make me believe that one day, I might be 74, okay? But you make me believe that one day you guys will be the reason that I can go to these places and see these exclusive things and give this back to you and be in a position where I can actually invite one of you, multiple of you, not even one of you, multiple of you on these experiences that are just one of a kind. Because what I do believe is we should all be, wanting to experience everything we can in life. And I would love nothing more than, especially, with something like YouTube, that if somehow we make it to where we can get a disposable income, okay, from YouTube, I'd be more than happy. You're not hearing me. I'd be more than happy to fly out multiple of you with me to go do certain things. Like when we just go film a video, like that's the dream, okay? That's the dream. The dream is to be able to invite people like you who take your time to watch a video, that take your time to subscribe, that take your time to like a video, that take your time to comment, even if it's like a negative comment. Obviously, if a positive comment will be more appreciated, but the point that I'm making is I would really, really do this, okay? I would do this. I would definitely invite you guys to do some of this stuff with me. So let's talk about this last video, which is the wine cellar. And here's the thing. I'm not like some, oh man, this wine has to come from France, late 1970, and if it's not that, then I can't appreciate it. It's not very good. No, literally, this bottle, not gonna show exactly what it is because, you know, I don't have a sponsor, so I'm not getting paid, so I'm not gonna sit here and promote these people who actually I appreciate, because this wine is actually really, really good. It is really, really cheap. But the point that I'm making is wine can be appreciated whether it costs $5 or $500. And for me, I love wine, period. I mean, look, I'm in a good mood. I drink a whole bottle of wine. Believe it or not, it's not even 10 o'clock. It's not even 10 o'clock. Okay? And I have another bottle. I bought 2 bottles. And this stuff's pretty good, okay? Stuff's pretty good. Considering how much it costs, it's pretty damn good, okay? Like, I honestly wish I was live streaming so we could just like chat. And like, I'd open up a Discord and like, we just hang out in Discord. But I'm not set up where I could do all of these things quite yet. So unfortunately, it's not like an option. But look, I love wine. If you love wine, that was a really good video. Even though it really didn't talk a whole lot about the wine, but just, you know, like the little things. $20,000 for a bottle of Dom Perignon, and that wasn't enough money for them to sell it. That means that bottle of, well, it's not wine. I mean, it is wine. Champagne is sparkling wine from France, okay? If it's not from France, you can't call it champagne. So, as far as like that, like little things like that, is like I take that into, you know, my database, that there is a bottle of champagne that someone is not willing to sell for $20,000. What they sell it for? You know, like, hell, you guys, look, I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't afford that. Like, I can't part with that kind of money to buy a bottle of champagne. But I promise you that if I was like someone, not even like Mr. Beast, just give me a hundredth of Mr. Beast's success, and I would attempt to buy that bottle of champagne. And I'm all about experience, because that bottle of champagne, it cannot be taken to my grave. I cannot enjoy it from the grave, which means that I'd be more than willing to enjoy it with you. And, you know, like little stuff like that, like just, I know I'm rambling, and I'm rambling because of this thing that I love and I appreciate, okay? But just little things like that make me connect, okay? I promise I'll try to bring this all together, wrap it up, and then let you go on with your way so you can enjoy your weekend, all right? But it makes me connect. and puts me in this mindset that even with the trials and tribulations of, you know, just life in general, and understanding that I could post this video, no one likes it, and you know, that's totally fine. I could post multiple videos and get absolutely no views, and that's totally fine. But what I'm saying is, when you enjoy something, no matter what it is, if you enjoy something, even if the odds are against you, keep doing it. Because I'm gonna keep doing this. And whether I'm like this success or not, is not gonna stop me from doing it. So just know that. But ultimately, I love that video because I love wine. Even though it wasn't the greatest video in terms of information, I loved it because it was wine. As far as the other two videos, I've said what I said about them already, which is kind of crazy because it's not really the format. The format is really to watch a video, and then at the end of the video, we give our thoughts about what we've seen. But this was cool. I like this. So anyway, I just want you to know, I love you. Sorry, Matt, I cannot stop taking your phrase, okay? But I do. I love you, and I'm gonna see you on the next video, which is Celebrity Sunday. Peace.